Well, howdy and welcome to the Bender Bunker, your one-stop shop for B-Bender related videos and a lesson we're calling the Drifting Cowboys lick in honor of Hank Williams' classic band, the Drifting Cowboys, which is kind of the actual genesis of the lick I'm about to go over with you. I thought it might be fun before we just jump right into the B-Bender lick to kind of take you through a real quick genesis of how I came up with it. It all did originate with a classic riff you've heard many times from the Drifting Cowboys, songs like Crazy Heart and Lovesick Blues. And this is the lick I'm kind of referring to. I think you add an extra note, you get Lovesick Blues. So I've had that in my twang arsenal for a long time, long before I ever thought about bringing a B-Bender to my life. And I would try and name drop that into, twang songs when I was playing live whenever I could. Of course, I'd usually put it on kind of the steroid setting. Something like that. And so then when I finally got a B-Bender into my life, I'd start going through my twang licks, as you're prone to do. And I thought, the Drifting Cowboy lick I always enjoy, but let's do something different now that we've got a B-Bender. And the first thing I did was kind of invert the lick. So instead of going down the pattern that you've been hearing, just kind of inverted that and went the other way with it. And so the lick we're going to go over today sounds along the lines of... And that, my friends, is the progression. We started all the way from... to that lick. And got the B-Bender involved. So the Drifting Cowboys lick coming your way next. If that sounds good, go grab that bender and let's get to it. Well, all right, let's dive into the Drifting Cowboys B-Bender lick here in the Bender Bunker. And you may hear a little bit of AC in the background. We've got the ceiling fan going. I was thinking it might be the hot licks we're producing here in the bunker, but I'm beginning to think it's actually because summer has arrived in Central Texas. So I'm gonna speak a little bit louder, and I've got the amp cranked up, and I think we'll be all right. We're gonna learn this lick in the key of D. And this is, first part's going to sound like this. This is what we're going to start with. And we're primarily working our fourth and our second strings, our D and our B strings. And so this pattern, and what that is, of course, middle finger, 4th string, 4th fret. Index finger, 2nd string, 3rd fret. And so I'm starting with my 4th string. I'm picking and sliding a little bit into that 4th string, 4th fret, and then picking the 2nd string on the 3rd. And I'm switching over to this pattern now. It's going to be same frets on the 4th and 2nd string. I've got the middle finger on the 4th string and the ring finger on the 2nd string, both 5th fret. Again, starting by picking the 4th string first. Take that up, 1, and do the same. Now this is where we're going to start to get the bender involved. We're going to go ahead and keep our middle finger on the 4th string, slide it 1 up to the 7th fret. As we've been doing, we're going to start by picking that. Now we're going to let our index finger go over here to the B string on the 5th fret, pick that note next, and bring the bender up. So together, right there you can hear the 4th string and the bent B ringing together. Okay, notice I've got the bender still fully engaged, and I've also got my index finger now barring the top 2 strings on the 5th fret. That allows me to go ahead and strike the high E on the 5th now. Come back to the B string that's still bent, strike it and let it down. Then finish the sequence with the 3rd string, 7th fret on my ring finger. So all together. And the B-Bender home viewers will realize that is the top section of our D twang box. that shape exactly the way it is, right? Top 2 strings barred on the 5th with our index finger and our ring finger on the G string 7th. And we're going to slide that shape up so that our index finger is covering the top 2 on the 10th now. Right, and of course that allows our ring finger to be on the 3rd string 12th. That's what we're going to do with the shape. And what that is once we get in position up here, right? Again, top 2 on the 10th with the index finger. We're going to start by striking, down picking twice those top 2 on the 10th. And so it's, let me think. Yep, so it's 2 picks and it's 1 up and down on the bender. That takes the bender up, then another pick brings it down. All right, bender's down now. Still got our ring finger there on the 3rd string 12th. Strike that. And then you have a choice here. You can go back to the top 2 and it's going to be a real quick up and down, not even maybe all the way. A lot of times I'm just hitting that B string on the 10th by itself, but you can't really make a mistake there. You can hit both of them on the 10th or just the B string. It's going to sound fine either way. So again, once you get up there to the top 2 on the 10th, that's 3rd string 12th, and then up and down real quick with either the B string by itself or the top 2. Just like that. You let it down and let it ring. And what hopefully you heard there is when I'm taking the shape up, because I've already formed it, it's not going to be too hard to position. It's already in formation. I can slide into it and make it a little bit twanger. Right? Okay. Now the next part, once we come down off of this, is again, we're going to return back to our 4th and 2nd string patterns. This is going to be on the 12th fret. That's your middle finger on the 4th string 12th and your ring finger on the 2nd string 12th. And we start by hitting the 4th string 12th first. Once we strike that note, we slide it up to the 14th. And then we go up to the B string on 14th. We're following with our ring finger there on the 14th, and we hit that note next. So it's a pick, slide up on the 4th string, and then once we get there, we pick the 2nd string 14th. So now they're both ringing together on the 14th. Once we get them ringing together, we're going to let that shape slide back down together to the 12th fret where it started. Right? Alright, so there we are on the 12th fret. We're going to switch over to the other shape that we're doing with our 4th and 2nd strings, which is... So there we go. We've got our middle finger there on the 4th string 11th. That allows our index finger to be on the B string, your 2nd string 10th. That exact shape 2 down, right? So now it's 4th string 9th, 2nd string 8th. But we are getting the bender involved. So coming out of this, we're starting with the 11th fret there on the D string. But as we hit that, we're getting the bender fully engaged for a pre-bend. Right, bender's engaged. Now we're going to go ahead and hit the B string on the 10th twice, letting the bender down. Take that shape, do the exact same thing. Start with your 4th string, then hit your 2nd string with a pre-bend, let it down. To finish strong. We're going to go back kind of from whence we came. Which is the top end of that D twang box that we were already at before we slid up. So here we go. So again, it's start with your D string, have the bender engaged, hit the B string twice, let it down on the second one. Once you do that, we're going to do this. So what that is, two things are happening there. I'm down picking, I've got my index finger positioned on the 5th fret to cover the top 2 strings as I did before when we were down here, but I'm just using them to deaden strings now because I'm going down picking the top 3 strings dead. And then once I get to the top, I'm up picking the high E, and by the time I up pick that one after the 3 dead down, I'm actually noting that 5th fret on the high E. But I'm also, as I'm going the dead strings down, engaging the bender because I'm going to need that B string pre-bent on the 5th. So watch the bender there. Already engaged, so now I can hit the 2nd string 5th fret already covered by index finger, letting the bender down. Then end up where we were before, 3rd string 7th fret with my ring finger. From the top, kind of slow, here we go. Now the next part is this. What I'm going down to, it's actually quite easy. I'm going down to an actual D7 shape because we are in the key of D. So a real D7 shape, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by telling you how to make a D7th, but just go ahead and make that D7 shape right there. And once you get that D7th down there, I've got my index finger on the 1st fret, B string, 2nd string. I'm going to hit that first, taking the bender up. I've also moved my pick back because now I'm trying to get twangy. Got the bender up, going to keep it engaged. Of course, I've already, in that D7 shape, I've got my ring finger on the high E 2nd next to it. And I'm going to alternate, and they're going to be kind of real staccato, deadish, kind of chicken picking notes. So B string up, high E, alternate. And then when I alternate and come back to that B string, I'm going to strike it and let the bender down. So you do that to your taste. With me, let's see, it's... And when I come down on that B string, I'll come down on the bender, I do end up with the last part of that D7 shape, which of course is going to be my middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Completing the D7 shape. And then I hit it again, hit the G string open. Go ahead and hit the 4th string 2nd fret once, give it a waggle. And then hit the 4th string, your D string open, because you are in the key of D. So that last section all together. Not too bad, right? All right, so from the top, here we go. Again, one of the things I like about this lick, besides its twanginess, its heritage, is the fact that it's very easy to transpose to other keys. So we're there at our starting point in D. Of course, we just move that 2 up, we're in E. And again, that last part was that D7 shape. You just take it up 2, and in the E7th land, you do the exact same thing. Instead of going open, of course, you're just going 2 frets down, ending on the E note. So that's really what starts that lick and makes it so handy. Is you just got that starting point, D, E, F, G, A. All right, my friends, that brings us to the end of the Drifting Cowboys B-Bender lick here in the Bender Bunker. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up while you're thinking about it. If you're new to the bunker, you've just discovered us, recommend you may want to hit the subscribe button while you're thinking about it so you don't forget about us, because there's plenty more hot B-Bender actually coming your way in the weeks and months ahead. If you are in the mood, and I'm not pushing or anything, but if you're in the mood to buy the Bender Bunker virtual beer and you have a PayPal account, it's actually quite easy. Just go to the Show More section below this video where I list all the equipment I use in these videos. You also see a direct link to the Bender Bunker's PayPal account. And if you want to send over some virtual beer money, you have my promises. I've always said from the beginning, any money received will actually be spent on beer. This I can do, and this I swear. All right, we're going to end strong with the motto, say it with me if you know it, is never too late to go on a bender, and I hope you do. Until next time, you keep at it. Enjoy the Drifting Cowboys lick. And yeah, do me a favor. Keep it bent. See you next time.